也意思是讲说，你敢若是选择点咧菲律宾，
按水湾古老，我家己都认为，像说咱是菲律宾人咯吧。
Ano sabi?
Hindi na kaya.
Ano yung kasi? Go ahead.
伊只是第一问你看说，为什么你选择菲律宾唔是大陆？
Ako baka Tagalog, baka hinay-hinay sabi lang.
Mr.
Kasi
Chairman.
ako sa dito.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. Chairman.
Overtime.
Saan kinukuha yung perang yun sa pang-construct ng mga pogo?
Your Honor, doon
Hindi
sa...
ko rin malamang sagutin.
Actually, honestly, kung alam ko lang, sasagutin ko po talaga. I think it's better po na yung mga Chinese ang sumagot po talaga dyan kasi sila po yung nagbabayad sa mga contractor. Never ko naman po nakausap ang contractor nila kaya hindi ko po alam kung paano po sila nagbayad.
I'd like to ask a question to Dipaok. Mr. Casio, are you aware that there is a Pogo Hub somewhere in Bulacan?
We are not aware of a hub, Mr. Chair, but there are reports supposedly of an applicant, if I am not mistaken.
There are reports.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know a certain Mayor Cholo Bulago?
Not personally, Mr. Chair.
Not personally, but have you heard that in his own place there is a Pogo Hub or what you call it?
We will have to double check the report submitted to us by PAGCOR if the pertained Pogo operations in Bulacan is in his place. But I have no personal knowledge, Mr. Chair.
Can you check that, please?
Yes, sir. We will check the reports given to us by PAGCOR, sir.
I would like to ask Alice Goo. Kilala niyo po ba? Kilala niyo si Cholo Bulago?
Your Honor, yes po, kilala ko po.
Kilala mo siya?
Opo, kilala ko po.
Kilala mo rin si Jeffrey Samson?
Your Honor, one more time po. Sorry po, ano pong pangalan?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Samson po, hindi po.
Teka. Tinan ko maigi kung tama yung ano ko, ha? Pero, gaano mo kilala si Cholo Bulago?
Your Honor, kilala ko po siya bilang mayor po ng San Rafael, Bulacan po.
Matagal mo na siyang kilala?
Hindi po.
JP Samson. Kilala mo ba siya?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Siya ba ay business partner mo?
Your Honor, hindi naman po business partner. May mga, yung mga commission po ng mga cars po before.
Kilala mo rin siguro si General Bong Karamat, di ba?
Yes po, Your Honor. Yung wife po niya, mayor po.
Sino?
Si Mayor Maya. Wife
Hindi.
po niya.
Kilala mo si General Bong Karamat?
Opo, yes, Your Honor.
Paano mo siya nakilala?
Nakilala ko po siya, Your Honor, through his wife po.
Ilang taon mo nang kilala si Mayor Cholo?
Mayor Cholo, parang last year lang po.
Last year lang.
Opo.
How about Jeffrey Samson?
JP Samson, matagal ko na po kakilala.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion that we invite these two personalities in our hearings on Season 2, Mr. Chair.
Comsec, please take note of the names mentioned by Congressman Abante and to be invited in our next committee hearing.
Kay Tony Young, you're still very young. Tony Yang. How old are you now? Saan yung ating interpreter dyan? Ilan taong ka na?
55 or 54.
55? 54.
1970.
Can we have the interpreter here, please? So, I just would like to ask, na-expire na raw yung contract niya. She went out. Pero naiintindihan mo ba yung sinasabi ko? Konti lang, no? Konti lang, no? Ito, tatanungin kita. Kanina, sabi mo na naging maganda ang negosyo mo dahil meron kang nagtrabaho ka, may perseverance ka, may integrity ka. Yun ang sabi mo kanina, di ba? Oo. Bakit dito ka sa Pilipinas nagnegosyo?
Kasabot ka, Bisaya?
Marunong ba Chinese?
Kasabot ka, Bisaya?
No, si Alice ko pa yung mga makatulong. Can you help? Okay. Ang tanong ko ganito. Bakit? Sabi niya kasi, kaya gumanda ang kanyang negosyo rito because of hard work, perseverance, and integrity. Ngayon, ang tanong ko ganito. Bakit siya nagnegosyo sa Pilipinas, hindi sa China?
Mr. Chair, can we hear Alice Go speak in Chinese? Please use the microphone.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pakitanggal mo yung ano mo. Tanggal mo.
Medyo nagkakapos
Walang
ako sa
germs dito masyado. Okay, can we hear the answer, please? Can you speak in Chinese and tell him?
Sige po. 英文嘅話，即係啲間啊是用菲律賓最成啲，唔是用大陸最成啲。
因為我來菲律賓玩做年咯，會食咯吧？安會習慣咯食咯吧？
Your Honor, matagal na daw po siya dito sa Pilipinas at nakasanayan na daw po niya dito.
Hindi kaya nga, ang tanong ko ganito, bakit dito siya sa Pilipinas? Bakit dito sa Pilipinas nagtayo ng negosyo, hindi sa China? Sapagkat sa China, pwede rin siya maging persevering, pwede rin siya magkaroon ng integrity, pwede rin siya magkaroon ng hard work. Bakit dito sa Pilipinas nagtayo ng negosyo, hindi sa China?
伊嘅意思是講說，你間啊是選擇點咧菲律賓，唔是選擇點咧中國最成啲。你用內地最成啲，間啊唔是用中國，間啊是選擇菲律賓。
因為當時喺中國出來了咯，咱就按水反骨咯吧，按水反骨咯，大家咱也習慣咯吧，生活習慣咯，參。
你係有講係咪？我哋唔執緊工。
我冇有講啊。
Your Honor, ang sabi po niya, nakasanayan na daw po niya dito sa atin sa Pilipinas.
Hindi naman siya Pilipino eh.
Tama ba yun, Kasi?
Iba yung Pilipino, Chinese. Hindi naman siya Pilipino, Chinese siya eh. Hindi siya naging Pilipino, Chinese. Di ba? Tama?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Ayun, tama daw.
Pakitanong nga siya.
一共說啲唔是呢度唔是菲律賓人，呢是中國人。
嘅先啊是伫我心內哦，按水反骨咯，我家己都認為，像說咱是菲律賓人咯吧。
Ano sabi?
Hindi na kaya.
Ano yung kasi? Go ahead.
伊只只是第一问你看说，为什么你选择菲律宾不是大陆？
因为菲律宾这个环境咱习惯了吧，来反久了吧。因为菲律宾ako baga Tagalog baga hinay sa bilang.
Mr.
Kasi
Chairman.
ako sa dito.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. Chairman,
Overtime.
Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of Congressman Abante, in the next hearing of the Quadcom, we'll not be asking for an interpreter anymore because Miss Alice Go will do the job for us.
Okay. Oh.
好。Okay, 继续。
Ni
Let's continue.
Di bale, sasagutin ko na lang. You tell him sapagkat dito sa Pilipinas, nabibili niya ang ibang opisyal dito ng pera. Meron ba siyang kaso sa China? Meron siyang kaso?
Wala pa.
Any kaso? Wala pa daw.
Wala.
Wala kang kaso.
Wala.
Pero mo, alam mo yung kaso.
你在中国没有案件？
没有啊。他说什么？
在中国没有案件。
Kita nyo? Nahuli natin. Pero na mag-Tagalog to, nakakaintindi.
你听得懂？
Huling-huli.
有些一点懂，有些不懂，有些懂要说不出来。
Yeah, sometimes I understand, sometimes I don't, and sometimes I cannot
yes,
express myself.
oo. Sabi niya wala siyang kaso sa China. Correct.
Yeah, 所以你在中国没有案件。
Pero dito may kaso na siya.
但是你在这里有案件，你在这里菲律宾有案件。
什么案件啊？
Anong case daw po? Anong kaso daw po?
Teka, pakisabi nga, Mr. Casio, yung kaso niya. Immigration law. Pakisabi.
Misrepresentation. So he is now dubbed and he is alleged to be an undesirable alien.
就是不接受不欢迎的外国人。你在菲律宾不受欢迎的外国人。
Can you imagine, you have been an undesirable alien for 25 years, but you are able to put up a big business in this country. Niloloko mo kami mga Pilipino. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Pakisabi nga sa kanya, niloloko kami mga Pilipino. Niloloko mo kami. Sabihin mo, alam niya eh. Teka, alam mo, di ba? Niloloko. Alam mo yung niloloko? Kunyari ka pa eh. Niloloko mo ako eh.
你在骗我们菲律宾人，他是这样说。No, I didn't. No.
我今天没有骗他。
I'm not really loco. I'm not loco.
Hindi ko siyang sabihin, loko-loko siya.
I'm not loco.
Ang ibig sabihin, niloloko niya ang Pilipino. He is making a big fool sa mga Pilipino natin. Pagkasaya mo nga sa kanya, please.
你在当我们菲律宾人是白痴，你在骗我们。
没有啊，今天我不知道他怎么这样想我啊。
I don't know why you're thinking of me in that way.
哈
I don't know why you're thinking of me in that
I don't know why you're here.
我不知道你怎么懂得我刚才说的。他们说你是我们菲律宾人。
Kung ako, Mr. Chair, kukumpiskahin na lang yung yaman nito at pauwi na sa China ito. Anyway, as we conclude this 7th hearing tonight, and we are going to start with Season 2 with our teleserye in Congress, I am deeply disturbed, Mr. Chair, by the testimonies we have heard thus far. The narratives of our witnesses reveal a troubling reality, a reality where little value is placed on human life. It is with a heavy heart that we are confronted with this painful truth of men and women in uniform who have sworn before God and before men to serve and protect the Filipino people were transformed from being agents of justice into agents of injustice just because of the love of money. As it says in Galatians chapter 6, verse number 7, and I quote, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." It's just like what Congressman Romy Akop said, this is now the time of reckoning. This serves as a powerful reminder that every action has corresponding consequences, and that those who commit evil will eventually face judgment, no matter how they try to hide from human law. One may be able to evade the judgment of men, but no one will be able to avoid the judgment of our Lord. Based on the testimonies and evidence we have gathered, this representation reiterates the recommendations that, in my view, can address the issues we have unearthed as regards extrajudicial killings. Number 1, enact a law which defines extrajudicial killings committed by any public officer, personal authority, or agent of a personal authority as a heinous crime. Extrajudicial killing may be defined as, I quote, "any killing under than that imposed by the state pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution of heinous crimes," end of quote. The penalty of life imprisonment shall be imposed upon those who may be held liable for the offense. It shall also define salvaging as murder or killing committed or ordered by any person, public officer, personal authority. Moreover, a presumption of administrative negligence may be defined as arising from an increase in the number of extrajudicial killings or salvaging in the area of responsibility of any public officer, personal authority, or agent of personal authority, with the exception of areas declared by government as combat zones or conflict areas, and despite continuous allocation and disbursement of intelligence funds or similar allocations from the local government to such public officers. This proposed law will send a clear message that such violations of the right to life does not have a place in our society. Number 2, provide reparation and compensation to victims of extrajudicial killings. The state, as duty bearer, must recognize the human rights violations committed against the victims of extrajudicial killings, torture, and other gross human rights violations committed during the war on drugs, and even here as we talk about gambling, pogo. The state must also provide reparation, compensation, monetary and non-monetary psychosocial rehabilitation, and other effects to the victims and their next of kin. It is our duty to offer some measure of solace to those who have suffered unimaginable loss at the hand of government agents. Number 3, strengthen the Commission on Human Rights and grant it full authority to act on complaints or motu proprio in all cases of human rights violations. I already have filed this bill, Mr. Chair. The CHR, as an independent office created under the 1987 Constitution, must be given such other powers and functions to investigate other cases of violations of human rights that should fall within the authority of the Commission. The Commission must be provided an effective and expanded structural, operational, and functional independence, fiscal autonomy, to ensure prompt, immediate, and unrestricted discharge of its functions, and the power to issue injunctive relief and legal measures. It must also be given rightful access to police documents, right to receive regular reports on drug-related killings from concerned agencies, right to conduct unhampered investigations, and right to prescribe criminal and administrative penalties for non-compliance of concerned agencies. This will empower the Commission to pursue justice with more vigor. Number 4, review Republic Act Number 8551, otherwise known as the Philippine National Police Reform and Reorganization Act of 1998, and the PNP Operational Guidelines on Rules of Engagement. In the exercise of its oversight function, Congress must make a close scrutiny and review of PNP laws and guidelines. In particular, Section 39 on the powers and functions of the Internal Affairs Service of the PNP and its conduct of motu proprio automatic investigations involving different incidents, and especially those incidents where the established rules of engagement have been violated. It is time to reevaluate the policies of the police institution that have allowed these abuses to occur. Number 5, create an independent and impartial mechanism or commission to investigate and bring perpetrators of drug-related extrajudicial killings to justice. The establishment of a commission to hold to account the violators of human rights in the anti-illegal drugs policy and ensure that those with command responsibilities be held accountable must be considered. Parenthetically, the Commission may also be directed to institutionalize for providing adequate redress and reparation for the victims and their kin, including rehabilitation and support services such as access to safe houses, legal aid resources, and social and health care services. And number 6, file appropriate charges against personalities who may have committed crimes in the war on drugs during the Duterte administration and even today. Corollary to legislative powers of Congress to enact laws and to conduct inquiries in aid of legislation is to cognate action of recommending for prosecution those erring individuals who may have violated our laws. I firmly believe that the rule of law is the foundation of all of our basic rights, and where there is a culture of impunity, no rule of law could ever exist. Kaya mga kasama, sama-sama tayong lalaban sa kadiliman at sa kasamaan. Hanggang sa muli nating pagkikita, abangan ang susunod na kabanata. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Really, point of order.
What is the point of order?
I am a bit shocked when our co-chair, Chairman Abante, have delivered his closing remarks because we haven't closing yet. We're not about to close yet because there are still matters to be discussed. And deliver your long closing remarks, thereby granting us no recourse but to deliver our short message. Kasi nga, masyadong mahaba po yung inyong delivery.
I have no objection, Mr. Chair, as long as our colleagues would vote on what Congressman Fernandez just said.
Wala pa po tayong closing remarks, so we will be discussing the admin matters first. Am I correct, Mr. Chairman?
So, before admin, we'd like to recognize Senior Deputy Speaker Don Gonzales.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayroon pa akong tanong, nag-closing remarks ng aking Chairman Abante. Tataka lang ako, alis sa Pogo at Kashi, paano nagbabayad yung, di ba sugal yan, di ba? Nagre-remit yung pera from Pogo to China. Sinong representative na nangongolekta sa mga pera ng Pogo papunta sa China?
Mr. Chair, how I wish to answer pero I really have no idea po talaga.
You have no idea.
I have no idea po talaga.
Kasi alam mo, nakakapagtaka eh. Alam mo, paano pinapadala yung mga pera, yung Chinese new one ba yung pera sa China, di ba? From China, papadala sa Pilipinas. Di ba? Ngayon, pag darating yung pera dito, CNY, papapalit mo ng pesos. Ngayon, saan kinukuha yung perang yun sa pang-construct ng mga pogo? Halimbawa, ikaw, meron kang lupa sa Bamban, sa Porac. Saan galing yung pera? Galing ba sa China? Yung pera na yun, CNY ba yun? 2 pesos?
Your Honor, doon
Hindi
sa...
mo rin malamang sagutin?
Actually, honestly, kung alam ko lang, sasagutin ko po talaga. I think it's better po na yung mga Chinese ang sumagot po talaga dyan kasi sila po yung nagbabayad sa mga contractor. Never ko naman po nakausap ang contractor nila kaya hindi ko po alam kung paano po sila nagbayad.
Kaya nga tinan mo kung meron kang 46 billion, allegedly, 46 billion, saan galing yung 46 billion na yun? Pesos. AMLA. Sabay may AMLA dito? AMLA. Paano nyo machi-check yun? Hindi dadaan ng bangko yun. Manggagaling sa China yung pera, pero papapalit ng peso dito yung China.
Sir, kung sa bangko po, kung yan ay na-transact, marireport po yan as long as more than 500,000. Kung yan naman ay money exchange, marireport din po sa AMLAC, sir.
So, hindi money exchange, hindi sa bangko. Ang nakakapagtaka dito, from China to Philippines, di ba? Pero pag papadala ka ng pera sa China, pulis lang, pwede nang i-freeze yung pera mo sa China, di ba? Unlike here, may proseso pa. Di ba? Bawal sa China yon. Kaya dito, ang tanong ko lang, naglalaro sa isip ko noon pa, paano makakapagbenta, makakabili ng mga properties, ng mga lupa, makakapag-build ng mga malalaking gusali all over the country kung gagamitin nila, Chinese new CNY. Yun ang tanong ko. Paano na i-convert yung Chinese na pera sa pesos? Sino ang representante ng mga Pilipino Chinese businessman na magpapalit ng pera sa atin? Ang hirap sagutin nun Ako hindi ko masagot Paano ka magbabayad ng multi-billion dito na may construction kang pogo sa Bamban, pogo sa Porac, pogo sa Cagayan de Oro, pogo sa lahat ng bansa? Alice, di mo ba talaga alam yun? Paano yun?
Your Honor, hindi ko po talaga alam.
Alam mo, ang hirap talaga. Ito, AMLA na kayo AMLA na kayo, pero hindi dumadaan sa bangko yan. Sa computer lang, na internet, doon dumadaan yung pera. Yun ang galing ng China. Ipapakita ko sa inyo. Yung proceeds ng pera sa Pogo, yung fees at winning pera from China, ipapadala yan sa China. Tapos, yung personal na account nila, ipapadala, halimbawa, I'm not saying si Cassandra o si Alice, ipapadala yan sa pera nyo. Pero hindi dadaan yan sa bangko. Paano mo babayaran yung mga supplier mo? Paano mo babayaran yung mga kontraktor mo? Kung saan nanggaling yung pera mo? Yung Pogo money, na. Tama ba? Tapos yung China ngayon, papadala dito peso na. Hindi natin, di ba? Ang hirap. Ang hirap talaga. Ako rin, nahihirapan ako Kasi kung multi-billion pesos yan, Paano mo idadala sa Pilipinas yung multi-billion pesos? Bawal yan. Di ho ba, AMLAC?
Kung sa China, Your Honor, I would not know the laws in their jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Ngayon, alam mo, dapat gawa tayo ng batas. Hindi lang sa banking institution. Pag-aralan din natin yan, AMLAC. Kasi dyan nanggagaling. Kung sino yung representative na kumukolekta ng Chinese yuan. Tapos i-convert natin sa peso. Kaya alam mo, itong si Mr. Tony Yang, Dr. Winston, wag mong palabasin yan. Yan si Mr. Tony Yang. Nakukunwaring walang alam, pero napakaraming alam yan. Alam mo, yung pinresenta namin sa inyo, kanina, ni DSJJ, alam niya lahat. Naniniwala ka ba sa akin, Dr. Winston Casio?
I agree, SDS.
Pakiulit mo.
I agree in your contention, SDS.
So, alam mo, yan, tinan mo ha. Tama. Kunwari, walang alam yan. Pero lahat alam ni Mr. Tony Yang from kapatid niya, si Michael Yang, hanggang kay Alan Lim. Alam niya lahat yan. Kung paano nangyari ito, alam niya lahat yan. Kung makapagsalita lang ng Kapampangan to, Kapampanganan ko na lang ito eh. Diba? Linoloko niya yata tayo. Sorry. Hindi. Ibig ko sabihin, parang ayaw niya magsalita ng totoo eh. Parang si Alice, parang si Kat.
你跟他说不能说杨买这样跟我兄弟就什么都。
You cannot put together the younger brother Michael Yang and him.
他兄弟老早他治他的，我治我的，真的是这样。
We have been separated for a long time already.
Alibay na lang palagi yan, di ba? Anyway, good morning. Good morning sa atin lahat. Today is September 28. So, AMLA, Mr. Chairman, we will craft a bill kung paano natin mapapalakas hindi lang sa banking institution, meron pang ibang klaseng pamamaraan kung paano nila para mawas nila dito sa Pilipinas. Yan po ang aking punto, kaya hinabol ko itong tanong na to sa inyo. AMLA. So, Mr. Chairman, maraming salamat sa today is September 28. Yung ating mga fellow legislators, kailangan nakabakasyon na po sila, pero nandito pa rin sila. We are very thankful to our leadership that this Quadcom serve the purpose. Serve the purpose because marami po tayong nakita na mali at kung paano natin ayusin yung mga pending laws that to strengthen our existing law in this country. So, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of this 19th Congress, thank you to the leadership, Speaker Martin Romualdez, at sa ating mga kasamang kongresista na nandito hanggang umaga, from 10 o'clock in the morning up to 12:22 this morning. So maraming salamat, Mr.
Congressman Gonzales, before we finally suspend this hearing, please allow the chair to dispose of some admin matters which we deferred earlier and was supposed to have been disposed of earlier when we started. So I have here a copy. I am in receipt of a letter from Kevin Timothy San Agustin from Rojas, San Agustin, and Yason Law Offices. This is with respect to the excuse letter of Mr. A.R. De La Serna for not being able to attend today. Another excuse letter from Michelle Mabute, wherein she stated in this letter that she will be undergoing a medical procedure tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Another letter from Police Sergeant Penecito Ubales Jr., who we cited in contempt earlier and ordered to be detained at the Quezon City Jail, Station 6. Here is a letter, his letter requesting the committee to reconsider our order to Quezon City, and I'd rather be detained here in the House of Representatives detention facility. Another letter from the lawyer of Lieutenant Colonel Royina Garma, Attorney Emerito Kilang, for the lifting of contempt order of Garma and her subsequent release from detention. Much as we want to decide on this request, we cannot, because we do not have a quorum anymore. So we will defer this and consider this on our next committee hearing. Another letter from Colonel Edilberto D.C. Leonardo, the NAPOLCOM Commissioner, asking for a reconsideration and a letter of appeal to lift the contempt order by the committee. Yes, Congressman.
Chairman, just a manifestation in regards to the letter sent to us by a motion for reconsideration for Ms. Garma. Reading her letter, Mr. Chairman, it's all about, it's more on the medical side, of her medical side and the medical situation of her daughter. Now, Mr. Chairman, with this motion, Mr. Chairman, while we don't have a quorum, but I think it's as proper that we recommend to the medical service that Ms. Garma and her daughter will be allowed, no? Allowed to have their check-up after the check-up, they should be again detained in this facility, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so we will direct the medical director of the House of Representatives to coordinate with the specialists from our government hospital, either in East Avenue or at the Heart Center, to conduct a medical checkup on Lieutenant Colonel Garma.
Mr. Chairman, with regards to the letter, the request of letter appeal to lift the contempt for Colonel Leonardo, again, while we don't have a quorum anymore, but I would just like to state, Mr. Chairman, that on paragraph, mali po itong allegation ni Colonel Leonardo, because let me read into to. While Padilla and Garma acknowledged that they met each other, the specific date and location of their meeting were not established. For the information of everyone, it is on record that the location of that meeting was announced during the previous hearing, and even in today's hearing, that happens in the office of the CIDG, Mr. Chairman. So mali po to, yung number 6, Mr. Chairman. And to the request, Mr. Chairman, allow me to the request of Police Staff Sergeant Elisipto Ubales Jr., Mr. Chairman, his request to be detained in the House of Representatives cannot be granted because I have talked to SAA, sa taas, Retired General Taas. Wala na pong lugar dito po sa House of Representatives. So, the detention order for him to be detained at Quezon City Jail, particularly in Station 6, malapit na po dito, I think it should be sustained, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, that's it.
Second.
No, no, that's not the motion. It's just for the record.
Yeah.
Another letter that the chair has received is a excuse letter from the Commission on Human Rights Chairman, Attorney Richard Palpal Latok, asking to be excused the annual general meeting of the Asia Pacific Forum of the National Human Rights Institution in Bangkok. And another letter from Miss Myla Roque, where she stated her reply to the show cause order we issued last committee hearing, and she attached several documents. One, medical abstract from Manila Doctors Hospital. The other one, wait, let me see. Medical abstract from Manila Doctors Hospital last August 10, 2023. And then another medical abstract from Makati Medical Center 2013. Another I don't know what this is, but it seems like it's a discharge instructions from my patient in the medical city, and Harmony, a letter from Harmony Thyroid Endocrinology and Diabetes Center in Singapore, where it states that the doctor by the name of Dr. Vikram Sonswahe is informing me that Ms. Myla Roque is currently managing the care of patient Myla Roque, and the doctor saw her last September 5, 2024 in his clinic in Singapore. And another doctor certification of psychiatric consultation, and another prescription request and clinical referral from, what's this? Clinica Manila. Your Honors. So these are the medical records that the committee has asked over in the past two hearings that we had. And have questions with respect to the submissions of Ms. Myla Roque, please inform the chair. So before we can rule on any request made by Ms. Myla Roque.
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, since the last order for Ms. Myla Roque is a show cause order to attend, to explain why she cannot attend in today's hearing. And since we don't have a quorum, Mr. Chairman, I think it's just proper that we sustain the show cause order. And for the record, Mr. Chairman, the show cause order is not only referred to the present status of Ms. Myla Roque. It emanates from the statement and commitment by Mr. Harry Roque with regards to the two surgery. And it was stated by Mr. Harry Roque that last year and this year, but the medical certificate submitted by Ms. Myla Roque, the surgery happens last 2013. So again, there is a conflict of statements coming from the letter of Ms. Myla Roque and the statement that was made by Attorney Harry Roque during the previous hearing. So, Mr. Chairman, we should only sustain the show cause order that was issued to her, and we will tackle it in the next hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Paduano.
And lastly, Mr. Chairman, before I manifest with regards to other admin matters on the some are show cause orders and subpoena for those STECOM, which is listed in this document submitted by the COMSEC to this representation. Let me manifest, Mr. Chairman, that we defer discussion on this matter because as of now we don't have yet a quorum, so we'll just discuss this on the next hearing. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, my manifestation is before I will rather submit my closing remarks to the COMSEC for purposes of record, because I know for the fact that this is now good morning, not good afternoon, not good evening. And lahat po tayo medyo pagod na rin. So, may remarks to the COMSEC, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Paduano. Thank
Chair.
you. Yes, Congressman Fernandez.
Since we are going to deliver na yung mga closing remarks natin, ito na po yung katapusan ng ating pong hearing. And most likely other witnesses will not be longer be invited in the next hearing 2 weeks from now. But before I do with my 2 statements of closing remark, this representation would like to invite in the next hearing Attorney Aden Sigua of the Municipal Legal Officer of Bamban nung time ni Mayor Alice Guo, si Attorney Richard Chan, OIC ng Anti-Money Laundering Council, and also Attorney Eileen Paulette De Jesus, Chief Compliance Officer of China Bank, Attorney Federico Tangcoco, Chief Compliance Officer of BDO, Attorney Cynthia Santos, Chief Compliance Officer of Asia United Bank. This will be so helpful with our investigation, Mr. Chairman. And lastly, maraming po salamat sa lahat. All those who are sleeping already, marami pa po nakita kanina, Mr. Chairman, na nakapikit na po mga mata. And to those people, the resource persons that a while ago, kung nakikita niyo po na nagtataas po kami ng boses, pasensya na po kayo. Wala po kaming intention na awayin kayo. We just wanted to find out yung truthfulness ng mga sinasabi po ng ating mga resource persons. And I know that we've been here for already 13 hours and pagod na rin po tayo lahat. And sometimes yung physical body natin are giving in, but yung ating pong mental capacity to speak is more being aggravated by our feelings. So maraming po salamat sa inyo at I hope that we will be seeing each other again. Si Mr. Tony Yang, nakapikit na, antok na, kawawa naman. Antok na po kayo. Yeah. So, yun lamang po. At, Cassandra, pasensya ka na kung nagagamit tayo sa TikTok, ha? Alam mo naman mga TikTokers ngayon, no? And, medyo, baka nakakaya kay, ano pangalan na?
Bakit
si
si
Walden?
Cassandra? Kanina si Caro lang
sasabihan
mo.
Sasabihan ko rin si Ronaldin Baterna. Ronaldin, dati nasigawan kita, no? Pasensya ka na. Pero, at least nung nasigawan kita, di ba umamin ka naman, di ba? And you were able to give us so many information. Maraming salamat sa iyo kahit nabobolja ka ni Congressman Abante, no? And also to Alice Guo. I hope the truth will come out, no? I hope that if yung Father who created us all, no? Kung talaga nakita niya puso mo na malinis, then He will set you free. Pero kung makita niya na talagang you lied, in front of Him, then you will take the repercussion and the consequences. So, pasensya na po kayo. Yung 4 na yun lamang po ang sasabihan ko. All others, hindi na po. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman, at magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.
Salamat ng marami, Congressman Fernandez. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, before we suspend, Mr. Chairman, we would like to greet Attorney Xie, inabutan ng birthday dito, COMSEC of the Committee on Good Government. Approach tumayo ka para mag-wave ka naman. Birthday mo ngayon. Happy birthday, Attorney Xie. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, there is a request from the PAOK, the contempt order and the second motion for the detention of Tony Yang for the city jail will be amended, and I have already asked Chairman Abante that instead of city jail, Tony Lim will be detained in the premises of the PAOK TF.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Honorable Chairpersons.
Do you agree, Chairman Benny?
I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Badwa.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe to continue supporting us. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.